and succulent growers, it's Lynn. And in today's video I'm going to be showing you all of the Schlumbergera, commonly known as the Christmas and Thanksgiving cacti, that I have grown from seed, including my Easter cacti, Rhipsalidopsis, as well. Now I'm also going to be sharing some care tips on how I care for these seedlings, and this is a special video request from my wonderful friend Magda here on YouTube, Cactus and Cactus. And thank you, Magda, for the video request. And if you're not familiar with Magda's amazing YouTube channel, do go over and check her out and do subscribe. I'll link Magda's YouTube channel up above. So here we go, guys. I'm going to show you now my wonderful collection that I've grown myself from seed from all of my cross pollinations. So here we go, guys. First I'm going to show you all the Schlumbergera that I've grown from seed myself, all from my cross pollinations, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the care of them as well, especially over the winter. First of all, this isn't one I've grown from seed. This is my big, large Schlumbergera Buckley, the true Christmas cactus. So that I've just got that there, just so it looks nice. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you my little Easter cactus. I know it's not a Christmas or Thanksgiving cactus, but I have to include it because it comes up under the same type of group. And this is one I've grown from seed about 4 years ago. I cross-pollinated my red flowering Rhipsalidopsis Easter cactus with my pink one, and it flowered for me last Easter, and it's actually got a seed pod. So this, not only did it flower for me for the first time, I think it may have been the year before, actually in 2022, but I've also got a seed pod again, so it's done its little cycle round, which is really exciting. So very lovely little cutie there. And then I've got my Schlumbergera, the Thanksgiving cacti. And first of all, this one is I'm calling them seedlings, but they're not. They're actually their own mature plants now, but they're what I've grown from seed. And this one is seed that from my Schlumbergera Orange Brazil, and seed I sowed back in 2018. And my Orange Brazil has gorgeous orange flowers, and it's a very lovely Schlumbergera. And I crossed this at the time with my red flowering one, and see, it's growing amazing from seed, very beautiful, and it also flowered as well for me the first time a couple of years ago, and the flowers on this are like a deep orange. As I say, I crossed it with my red flower on, so the flowers are deeper orange than the more typical Orange Brazil flowers will be. Doing very well there, growing remarkable. This is another Schlumbergera that I crossed with my red flowering one, I think my white flowering one as well, and that again 2018 as well. I think I sowed them pretty much around the same time, growing remarkable there. And then this one here I'm really happy with, because this is actually seeds from my very old 70-year-old Schlumbergera truncata, and I got seed from the flowers, the pods, when they germinated, when they pollinated, and when I harvested the seed I sowed them, and a lot of them come up, and it's doing remarkable. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, around the same time, 2018, growing really well. And then here is another one as well I've grown. I think I crossed this one with my white flowering one, and also my red flowering as well, because this produced sort of orangey colour flowers too. Again, 2018. So they're all the ones I've grown from seed myself from cross pollinations. Now, if you want to know how to pollinate Schlumbergera flowers to get seed, maybe a little bit out of season now, because most of the Schlumbergera are coming to the end or finished flowering, but maybe for next year, check out a video I've made on how to cross-pollinate the flowers on your Christmas and Thanksgiving cacti to get seed, and I'll link that video up above, so do go ahead and watch that after this one. So then once you've pollinated the flowers and you find you've got a seed pod growing, which will look very similar to this here, it can take up to a year before the seed pods are ready, and you'll know when they're ready to harvest because they go very squashy. With Schlumbergera, they go more like a deeper red berry colour. But I've also made a video on how to know when to harvest the seeds and also how to do it, so do check out that video as well. I'll link that video also up above, and you can check it out after this video. And also growing cactus from seed. I grow all my cactus seeds in baggies, and it doesn't make any difference whether it's epiphytic cacti or it's the traditional desert cacti. I find the bagging method works well, and I explain all about that in my how to grow cactus from seed video, so do check that out if you want to know not only just Schlumbergera but how to grow cactus from seed in general. And I'll link that video also up above, and do check it out after watching this one. So then, how do you care for them, especially over the winter? Now, these are all pretty much mature Schlumbergera now, so I treat these exactly the same as I do with my mature Schlumbergera cacti, such as this one here. I don't have any younger ones to show you, but I can talk about the care. When you've got the seedlings and they're starting to grow, then the first 2 years you want to make sure that you don't let the soil go too long without watering. In fact, when they first germinate, the first 6 months, you want to keep the soil pretty much all permanently moist. And then once they get sort of larger after the 6-month period, then you can let them go slightly drier in between waterings. But for the first year, keep them well watered, and don't let the soil go too long. They're not like a desert cactus, especially when they're young. And then after the first year, you can let the seedlings go a little bit more drier in between waterings until they sort of reach after the 2-year, 24-month mark. But it's important that you do keep them warm at a minimum temperature of 10 Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, until they're at least 2 years old. Once they reach after 2 years old, so for example when they reach this size here, you can treat them like normal Schlumbergera, and they can take pretty much cool temperatures at 5°C as well, as long as they're protected from frosts and excess damp and things like that. But ideal situation will be indirect light, bright but indirect light, especially when they're under the 6-month mark. You want to protect them from any strong sunshine. After 2 years, you can introduce them then to a bit more sunshine, such as this big one here, getting the sun on the table. And potting them up as well. When you go to pot up Schlumbergera seedlings, you can use any type of epiphytic soil. I like to use sometimes even orchid soil with a bit of perlite thrown in. That seems to do well. Or you can just use normal traditional houseplant soil, or John Innes #2 soil with a bit of extra perlite and a bit of sand, as long as it's well draining, but obviously not a gritty soil like you would with a desert cacti. And that's pretty much it. So very easy to care for. And if you want to know how to care for Schlumbergera in general, that especially when they're mature, do check out a video I have made on how to care for Schlumbergera. Links to that video will also be up above, so do check that out after watching this one. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and thank you Magda at Cactus for the video request. And do stay tuned for lots more videos coming up, and do check out all of the other videos I have on my YouTube channel for lots of care tips on growing cacti and succulents. Do subscribe if you haven't done already, and I want to wish you all a fantastic plant-powered day. Little cuties.